welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach
Cruz.
Ooh, let that beat ride. Where's the only Dolo Brolos today? I want to learn how to do that, bro.
Yeah, we'll just follow at Antonio Fernandez.
Bro, I seriously, he should make a TikTok video of how to do that. I don't know.
It's amazing. Everybody that's listening, thank you so much for tuning in every week. We love you guys so much. This is why we do this shit. You guys are freaking supporting our dream right now, and we love that you're supporting our dream. It's amazing. Just if you're new, make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever the case is. Right now, we'll give you a moment.
Subscribe. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Thank you for being a new subscriber. This was a great moment. Welcome to the journey.
Big facts.
Big facts. We got big stuff coming.
Yes, sir.
We got a new studio, renovations coming.
Yep. So we got next episode for you guys, and then after that,
next episode is gonna be fire.
It's gonna be different, bro. Next episode is we just finished recording the next one.
We already posted a story. We're gonna have H dot. That was a great conversation. If
check
you
that
listen
shit
to
out.
this episode, listen to the next one. Even if you're not into that hip hop culture, whatever the case is, if you feel like he's too much of a host or a promoter for a different vibe that you like, that guy has some wisdom.
Yeah, he did. He dropped some knowledge. It was pretty dope. It was cool, and I feel like the wisdom that he dropped could be applied to many people's lives. You know what I mean?
Everything.
So, but yeah, it was a dope one.
Yeah, tune in next week for sure.
Yes, sir.
And we're trying some new shit too.
Yeah, I was gonna say tune in next week for sure because we got H dot, and then after H dot, we're gonna have a whole new studio set up. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys.
No, yeah,
it's going. You ain't gonna see
the desk.
It ain't gonna look like this no more.
We're gonna get rid of. We're
moving to New York.
We're moving to New York.
Yeah, guys. So we're going to start recording on New York. We're going to start doing batch episodes in New York, and we're going to go once a month and batch record, and
just pay $5,000.
Yeah, we're going to be in Lakeside, New York. So if you guys ever heard of it, Lakeside, New York.
Yep. So it's going to be a great new studio.
Oh no, it's Florida, right?
Well, it's still going to be the same.
It was Florida, Lakeside, Florida, right?
Lakeside, Florida.
Yeah. No, my fault. Not New York, Florida. We're going to be in fucking. We're stupid.
I'm going to say that's a long trip, bro.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't know if I'm not going to sign up for all of that. Anyways, we're going to have a new setup. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it will be.
If you're listening this long, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know. We need to get into it.
You guys ready? Are you guys ready for this conversation? I don't think you're ready for this conversation because this conversation is a conversation that I've had multiple times throughout the weeks, and it's a popular conversation, but who cares? AI. We've talked about this before, but we're not going to talk about it the same way that we have before in previous episodes. I want to talk about it. Okay. First.
Tell me.
First. Before we talk about AI. First. Things first. Let's talk about, you know how we've mentioned, like, you talk about something and then sure as shit, you see the ads in your phone?
Yeah.
Right? It's happened to me recently. Like,
yeah, he started talking about dildos and now he sees the straight dildos.
All over. It's crazy.
Only dildos.
And then if you click, it shows up even more.
How would you know that?
This is what I heard. That's how it works. But for real though, right?
Yeah.
And I the reason why I also mentioned this, it wasn't just a conversation, but in class, I was in a marketing class, right? So the marketing class always it's talking about social media marketing, this and that. But then, like, I do notice our professor, which is a good thing. If you're in front of a bunch of people, you should probably be on the not conservative end, but like not the aggressive end.
Yeah.
So he definitely was like, but you guys need to always be aware of like if you're taking advantage of a consumer, because he's talking about pulling data from social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about Google, Facebook, all these different companies that are pulling what you like, what you say you're about, places you post, like locations, the location that you put. Let's just say you put, like, we put Orlando podcast or a Kissimmee podcast or whatever. Like, they go like this user fits these things, right?
Yeah.
And we know it too, because like if we promoted anything, then it's like, what kind of audience are you trying to get? Because they have that data, right? But that's just available to the average user. Mm-hmm. What he's kind of talking about is there's companies that are exploiting consumers because of all this data and whatnot. Yeah. And then compound that with, if you keep your mic settings open on certain apps, then if you do say something, they're liable to use that as data. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens when you start seeing things, right? Like that you talked about. So they were talking about that. And then they also mentioned, which is interesting, is because I want to get on that, is the Alexa, the voice that you Siri, like all those different apps, and how those aren't necessarily satisfying a lot of people's needs. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he kind of mentioned he was teaching this in a way where it's like he didn't agree with it. Yeah, and it was kind of like, I don't want to. I don't think this is good. You should make sure you turn off everything, this and this and that. Yeah, and there was kind of a question proposed to the class about it, because it's a great class. He's a great professor because he wants that conversation, which is
the engagement.
Props. Yeah. So then, like, one person responded like, "Yeah, like, I think this is getting out of control a little bit. Like, you know, like this and that." And then he mentioned AI and stuff and how that's going to get out of control, and it is getting out of control. And it was like a majority agreement with everybody. And I kind of raised my hand, and I was kind of like, and this is my take on this, is I don't care that they know that I talked about dildos. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if me and my boys are talking about podcasting and I get mic advertisings, or if we're talking about sponsors and promotions and we get sponsor type advertising or something. Cool. Not that I want to look at it. Yeah. But at least I'm not seeing something that has no relation to me, right? Yeah. So I kind of mentioned, like, I don't care that they know these things about me, because, like, I'm getting the best advertising. Mm-hmm. Like, when I do look at advertising, it's for me. It's not like a commercial when you're a kid and you're watching a sitcom and you got a commercial for watch your blood pressure, and then the next one is like a Morgan & Morgan, and it's like, none of that was for me. Like, not one of those commercials were for me. This is for me.
Well, Morgan & Morgan was for you.
And then I added, because we already talked about it, was the Alexas and those Siris and all the voice things. They're not really doing it for a lot of people. Like, outside of set my alarm clock, what's the weather, who's playing today. Like, outside of that, it's not really doing what those that are pushing it to make money off of it were hoping. Like, they wanted it to they wanted it to be a personal assistant, which you could see that as a vision. Like, Alexa's Alexa, Siri, but for sure the person that created it is like, I want this to be somebody's assistant. And it's not there. But I mentioned, like, how does Alexa or Siri or any of these things get there without being fully transparent? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to tell that bitch your card number. You got to tell her your Amazon sign-in account. And she needs to know your shipping address. And she needs to know whatever alternative shipping addresses you have for her to be your assistant, right? Like, for her to be that fully effectiveness. Yeah. So I was kind of like, I also mentioned, I was like, I feel like people 20 years from now are going to kind of laugh at us because we are like, AI is going to take over. We need to watch out. Or, I don't want to give, every time I say something, it pops up on my phone and stuff like that, you know, like, and people are going to be like, yeah, like, don't you stupid? You know what I mean? Don't you want to get advertising for shit you talk about? And it was kind of like, definitely I said something that everybody was saying, but then, because when you're in a group, you kind of agree. Yeah. You know, so then there you could see like some faces kind of like, why not? And then one girl was arguing the same thing too, like after that. And I was like, see, you know, like there's why the fear? Is maybe what I'm saying. Yeah. And how do you feel on that? Because you can turn off all your settings.
So for me, how I feel like it's all on preference for the individual. And one thing I do not like about it, because personally for me, I don't really care, and I have most of them engaged. But multiple things that bother me, I'll go through them each. But one thing I wish that everything was automatically turned off. And you had to go in there and manually turn it on instead of vice versa.
Right.
because everything's automatically turned on. You have to turn it off. That's one thing. The second thing I kind of disagree with is that like they're making financial compensation off of you, but what are we receiving on the user end? What is our
quality advertising?
Okay, but do I have an option to opt out of the advertisement?
That's why I do agree with your initial.
So you get what I'm saying? Yep. So like if I don't want advertisement, can I say no advertisement and you leave me the fuck alone? But if I want advertisement, I decide to do it, then okay, that would be my compensation.
That's different. That's the paywall that a lot of apps do have. Not like Instagram or Facebook or TikToks or anything, but like YouTube, you pay for the premium and you don't see ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Which that's the other game. But that's how they make money.
But see, the thing is that now it's like, okay, now I have to pay to not be a part of it, and you're still taking data from me and still sharing my data.
Now, okay.
Because
what do I make from you sharing my data?
Data, whatever.
Data.
Yeah. But
data.
I was going to say data. But anyways.
So that point, okay, I wasn't getting you. I'm with you now.
I want, if you're making money off of me, I want a little bit of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm sharing you my information, even if it's a fucking $1 a year.
But you can argue that in their mind, the fact that it's a free platform, you're using our platform, and we're going to take your data.
But I don't have an option to opt out of the advertisement.
Now, not the advertising, but you could turn off all your settings.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm still getting advertisement.
Yeah, but then you're getting bad advertisement.
No, it's not bad because even though you turn that off,
your likes and stuff matter.
They're still monitoring what you're doing on their application, so you get monitored no matter what. And like I just said, for me, and like it's funny how like for YouTube, you said, oh, you can pay to turn it off. Why do I have to fucking pay you to not advertise to me while you're still collecting my data? If that's the case, I should be able to collect my data, but don't give me advertisement.
Now, advertisement, paying to not see advertisements, I get. Data part, the data part I get. The advertisement is like, I see why they do that. Yeah. Like I get your argument on the data part.
I get why they do it from a business perspective. I get why they do it from a business perspective.
It's like watching TV or watching Hulu, and then you pay, and then now it's like, okay, now you're not going to do this.
But Hulu used to not share. They used to not have ads.
Yeah.
The online services, that was one of the big things. But
once you're a big enough platform, if you don't do it, you're kind of stupid, right?
Netflix don't do it. Netflix don't do advertisements.
But it's already paid, which the other ones
Hulu,
are paid
you pay
too.
You pay for Hulu.
So I see the argument more for YouTube.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if I pay for something, don't fucking advertise to me.
Yeah, already.
And if I should be able to have the option to not fucking collect my data in that process. You know what I mean? And I just feel like this is coming from somebody who I share my data. I share my information to people. I don't have my stuff turned off, but I just want to be compensated. Whatever you make off of me, give me 10% of that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my information.
Okay. So then slight shift, because we talked about data and social media and marketing. We
talked about data.
So that was interesting. But then like the other conversation that I've been having is about AI. And
it's getting crazy.
Similar to one of my classmates' arguments is like this AI thing scares him. Elon Musk has mentioned that on the Joe Rogan podcast multiple times that he's scared of AI. Well, a lot of people have mentioned that.
His exact words were along the lines of AI is humankind's biggest threat. And he's involved in AI.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
you know what I mean? And actually, so I'm great. I was glad that we're talking about this because a lot of people's speculations for why he bought Twitter was to be able to use that data for his AI technology. And that's why he was so upset with the fake accounts on Twitter.
Because it's killing his data.
It's killing his data. Like, I need to know which accounts are fucking fake so I can use the real data to apply to my AI.
Wow. That's a good way of doing that. Holy crap, that's a great way of doing
that. But, I just saw that, so I don't know how true it is, but... And somebody was saying that's
so our biggest fear is... the biggest fear to humanity is AI, but he's also creating like probably one of the best AI. Yeah,
but I don't know what his idea behind it is. I don't know if he wants to just be the first person.
I just think like there is validity to that, but I don't know if like AI gets enough credit sometimes. Yeah. Because it's gonna be so like there's already these AIs out there that are writing people's essays and stuff,
writing songs,
and then
essays.
people are just filling in the blinks and
Yeah.
stuff. Like there's like Cheb B or something like that. Like it'll literally write a resume outline and then
you just go and tweak it. You fix
go
it.
and tweak it, and it's like that is essay. You can
Yep.
say I need an essay about this, and then it fucking reads the book a little bit and puts some fat there.
And
like
you just
to a
fucking
lot of
you put
people,
a filler.
that's better than what I would have done.
Yeah.
And then to some people, it's like that saves time, and I'll add some filler. So that's a benefit. I saw this article about Japanese cafe hires paralyzed people. They're hiring paralyzed people to control robots as service.
That's dope. I like
So
that.
that's not necessarily AI,
No.
but I guess that's a different branch of AI that where it helps.
I wanted to add on to this. Like I know it's kind of derailing a little bit, but I did want to act. I'm gonna forget about it if I don't. I just saw. I don't know if you know what Neuralink is, right?
Yep.
I don't know if that's considered like AI. I don't think it is, but
No, it's like a cell phone in your brain.
yeah, basically. But so actually, Elon just got approved by the FDA to do the first test
Because
And
he was successful on a monkey, right?
yeah. So he's got approved for humans for his first test. I think he chose. I want to say 2 or 4 individuals, something like that, and he's doing blind people first. And some of them lost their blindness in their adult years, and some of them never seen ever in life. And he's going to be able to add like a computer chip, like a camera, and he's going to be able to do it to the
brain.
Cerebral cortex is what he said. And he said that even though like that nerve is severed, he can add that information back into the brain,
And they
you'll be
can
able to
picture it.
and you'll be able to see. And he said that he's had a lot of success, and he has got approved for human trials, and they're going to be starting. I don't remember when he said they're going to be starting. I think he said February of 24, if I'm not mistaken. But go check it out. That's pretty cool. I thought that was crazy.
See, but that's dope technology. And
Yeah.
that's a scary thing too, just connecting that
Well-
with your brain. And then this robot thing is dope technology. And that is a subtle difference between AI and dope technology.
What I was going at, what I was going to try to relay that to, tie it together with the AI, is that, like whenever you watch like AI robot movies, isn't there like a hybrid, like cyborg type of thing? Like some movies have like it's like half
There's
human.
always some like iRobot.
Yeah, it's like half human, half robot type of thing.
Yeah.
Neuralink.
Is it like that's the first step?
It could be. You know what I mean? It's a computer chip that ties into your brain.
We're taking a step into the future.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like the technology is already here right now, and like how much have advanced over the last couple of years.
Yeah, man.
To say it's not going to happen,
Yeah.
I feel like it is a step, but
The nature of AI is crazy too because it's something that's constantly learning like like you.
yeah, but at like an accelerated level.
Like it doesn't get hungry, it doesn't like
No.
get tired, whatever. So it's like crazy. Like this other article shows they gave this AI all this data of the hieroglyphics and all the like architectural shit of Egypt, and this AI fucking literally like created a picture of what Egypt looked like based off all of that data. And it's like humans can't do everything, man. So there is an argument on the pro side of AI where it's like if we really want to do something crazy with these next generations, like we might not see it, right? But these next generations, you want to see that? AI might be the only way that you're going to be able to do something that we're talking about. Like even Elon Musk talking people are doing it now. People are doing it for our clips. Like they're fucking doing AIs on our episodes and shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
So it's funny that we're actually talking about this because the other day I was actually looking through something, and there's a fucking website to see how much of a risk your job is to be taken over by AI.
Ooh.
And I don't have my phone on me because we're doing multi-angle now.
Like data entry job.
And Google like how risk of AI taking my job website, and it should pop up. But that thing's fucking cool because you can go in here, you can pretty much type in anything, and it tells you you can see which jobs are the most at risk to be taken over by AI, which jobs are the least at risk to be taken over by AI. Some of the most least risk ones are like surgeons, like medical surgeons. They're like one of the lowest risk. And then
of course.
And I looked up accountant when I was on it.
Bro.
No, it says AI is watching. So they're watching. And then I looked up pilot too, and it said AI is watching. But it's pretty cool. They give like a lot of information and data and stuff like that. What's the thing to say?
Will robots take my job?
Yeah. Well, robotstakemyjob.com, I think is what it is. And it's cool because you can go on there and like the front of it, you can type in.
Well, like computer programming, automation risk is 52%. If you're not making around 93,000 a year, then you're probably going to be at risk. Like they're leveling this.
Yeah,
like, it's literally telling
in depth.
you.
They tell you like how much you make and everything.
So like accountants and auditors,
and it actually breaks it down for the reason why AI will take over your job.
71% automation risk
For what?
for accounting and auditing. Wages, if you're not making around 77,000 or more, you're definitely at risk. Like we could do AI up to these jobs. And then like those jobs we can't do AI for. Like you need a person.
But that's crazy, right? To see that?
And the volume, there's 1.3 million accounting and auditing AIs working as of 2021.
It gives you a lot of data. It's really cool. So it's willrobotstakemyjob.com. It's a really cool app just to go through and look at. It's funny that we're talking about this because I was looking at
fuck
that.
the AI.
Cruz is like, I'm an accountant, 71%, fuck out of here.
God damn. That's what they making out there?
But no, it's pretty cool to look through. And if you're like, and it's awesome if you're like a young person and you're looking to get into a career and you're trying to decide what industry you should go into, maybe you should look into going through those if you're kind of between.
So even when we talk about like those labor jobs becoming more and more like just off of demand and supply and demand, AI can't fix your fucking AC.
No? Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. AI can't fix your AC.
So
skilled trades are high up there. Now, they can weld. You can get like machines for welding, but yeah, no, I agree with you.
They can vacuum.
Is vacuum really a skilled trade? But anyways, no, yeah. I mean, shit, we already have AI. I have the AI robot technically that fucking vacuums my whole house and mops it. That's like a form of AI.
Just saying. Never mind. Nobody's safe. No, but okay. With that said, that's the general consensus. I don't know. I'm naive though. So, because if smarter people are saying be scared, then I'm dumb. But I'm also like, there's a little bit of like,
let me see something.
If we, I don't know, like the scary part about AI is we built it and it could possibly learn to be better than us.
Yeah.
But like if you don't build it that way, I don't know. But then you can't.
My something else I was looking at.
Take the plug out.
I've been looking at this and I saw that there was actually recently there was an AI. I'm trying to remember the name. I usually Google this stuff for you guys, but my phone's tied up. But there was recently an AI that actually was able to basically have emotions. There was like certain emotions it was able to have. It was able to have like compassion and stuff like that. And you can look it up. Just type in like
there's a guy that you could talk to and stuff like that, like as a partner.
No, yeah, but I'm telling you, like there's like a thing that like it was like looking through stuff and it found out something I forgot what it was.
And it developed emotion.
Yeah, it developed emotion. So like AI has already been perceived to actually be able to have emotion, and it's like already a thing.
That's a big con.
And what a lot of people say, I mean, you see it from the movies for that too, but like a lot of people say that the downside that's going to cause it to be drastic with AI is when AI realizes that like they're treated as a superior.
Yeah.
And they actually realize that they can be smarter than us.
Yeah.
Even though we're the ones that created them.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyways,
no,
but like
right. That's scary, bro.
So like whenever they notice that and you say like, oh, pull the plug, but you think that they're not going to know that? They're going to be able to take data from this podcast right now of us saying pull the plug. And they're going to be like,
have you ever seen Eagle Eye?
Eagle Eye?
Shia LaBeouf with me. That was a movie I did.
No, I didn't see it. Eagle Eye was Eagle Eye.
But it's about that. It's about like that bitch is everywhere. She's in security cameras. She's in all that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But no, that's what I'm saying though. Like they're going to know that if we're planning to do that, they're going to know and they're going to find ways to go around it.
So I lose, but I also think it's the only chance we got to like advance, right?
I
like
agree.
Elon Musk is trying to go to another planet and stuff. I don't know if we could do that fast enough. Let's just say the Earth is on a time clock or something without AI.
So talking about that too.
Space movies, they all got a fucking R2D2 that's saying, hello, do you want to do this? You know what I mean? Like
talking about like space travel. I don't want to derail too much.
That's my next topic.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So
We'll
just dive right into it then. So talking about space travel.
This is our nerdy sci-fi episode, by the way.
Yeah. So talking about space travel, China just recently announced that they found helium H3 or something like that, helium-3 on the moon, or I think it was a moon. They found helium-3.
What is that?
And helium-3 is basically like, it's like another form of like helium, but they were saying that what the fuck was the number? I think it was like 3 tons of helium-3 can power the whole United States for a whole year.
Whoa.
And they were saying that that's one of the reasons why Elon and all these people are trying to fucking race to see who can get to the moon and faster. And he says it's actually going to be like developed. They're going to build army bases on the fucking moon.
That especially Elon, when you talk about powering.
Yeah, and he's going gong ho about it. And I really want it because people are doing things. They're not going to fucking tell the people about it.
Because that helps the argument of gas and electric cars.
And what they were saying is that those spaceships, the Falcon X or whatever that Elon uses, one of those rockets filled with that gas would be enough to power the whole United States for 1 year. And they were saying that gas is like in abundance. I forgot the exact number. It was like 300 and something billion tons on the moon. And they were saying it could power for like millions of years the United States.
Wow.
And they were saying that basically like that's why they were hinting at the fact that that's why everybody's trying to race to the moon so they can see who can actually try to control it. And then the next step is going to be to harvest it and then bring it. But they're saying it's such a powerful.
That is crazy.
They were saying it's fuck. I forgot the exact numbers. I wish I would have paid more attention. But it was like exponentially more powerful than nuclear power.
Right.
And it was pretty intense. But yeah, they were talking about
how do they get to bringing that back, right? That's the
you basically like it's like a gas.
Put it in a jar.
Yeah, yes. Well, essentially, yeah. There'll probably be some type of way of like filtering it and compressing it into like a canister. So imagine like a Falcon X,
bro. Is it just me or do I like? Are we seeing the most crazy shit? And it's not that crazy anymore. Like, I feel like what you just said, I feel like with all this alien shit, I feel like they found a new Earth called Kepler or something. Like, it literally looks like an Earth. Like, it's got greenery around the Earth and water. Like, it looks just like the Earth. It's called Kepler. And I'm like, this is fucking insane. The radio signals coming from like light years away or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Are we seeing some the fucking the Navy people that have all those interviews out now about how they've seen crazy stuff while they're out there test flying? Are we not seeing the craziest stuff these days? And it's like it's getting
what's even crazier,
it's getting forgotten about because of like
stupid TikTok videos
or something.
Yeah. It's funny because they're not really pushing it as
we would
hard.
have went crazy. Like, and imagine that information's out in the 80s and the 90s. Right? It's a little different. I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy how they just openly was just like, yeah, there's fucking aliens. So what? You guys already fucking know.
Is the information now coming out because maybe as a society we're more ready for that?
Maybe. But
because there's a religion factor too. The more religious people, shit like that doesn't fly very well.
And if you guys are listening, you guys don't know, NASA basically did announce and admit, what was it, 2021 or 2022? Either 2021 or 2022 during the midst of all the COVID shit. They basically just openly came out and said, yeah, there's aliens. Okay, so what?
Like there's something.
Yeah. They said there's something out there. They didn't say it was aliens. They said there's another form of life out there. We don't know what it is, extraterrestrial. And it is what it is. And that came straight from NASA.
And then all these sightings and all these, and then the fucking interviews with these Navy people talking about aliens and stuff. The radio is just like, bro, are we getting close or what? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like is part of it is everybody's able to communicate, right? Yeah. So it could have always been happening. There's so many stories from back in the day too. So it could have always been happening, and now it's just
like
more.
The government. It could have been happening with the government, you know?
And now the government's being more open with this.
There's been a lot of weird stuff with Area 51. And if it wasn't like... That whole place is weird to me. Because it's like, if it wasn't something so serious, then why are they taking it so serious? Like, the people who work there cannot fucking say a word. They go fucking missing if they try to talk. You even try to drive over there.
That guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast where people only go in there to work on parts of projects. Yeah. They never are able to know the full picture. And they got some shit, man. NASA saying this, the government's letting us know they have Area 51 for years. Like,
it's 1,000% proven. You can pull it up and see. You can drive.
They got some crazy sightings. I forgot where it was, but we had Mitch. Shout out to Mitch on the podcast. After we recorded that episode, he was telling us about an alien story. And that shit stuck with me because what's funny is a lot of these sightings that I'm hearing are like very similar. Where you just see this big dark cloud, and then there's some type of shit going on the bottom, like something weird. Like why does this big dark cloud come up and there's some type of tornado effect and shit? Yeah. And it's just like, man, like either we're getting close, which is why the sightings are happening, or I hope it's always like this. And
I thought I saw some shit the other day, but it just came out that it was a rocket launch. I took a video of it.
One thing I really liked, so like part of the government releasing information, it was not the government, it's whoever's the head of defense of the space program for the government switched heads, and that person was like, we need to let this out
and be more open
to the publics, or else we're never going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the Elon Musk with space travel. It's like, we need to work with people like this, or else we're never going to get where we need to go. Right.
Yeah. So he basically opened up like the sanctions for like what is it, NDAs. And so people were actually allowed to talk about certain things that they would know that they know no longer. But the government wanted to beat everybody to it.
He does that. Boom, boom, boom. All these interviews come out, this and that, whatever. Once that happened, they actually had to have like hearings on this thing, and because those are removed, the hearings were kind of public.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, I forgot what the fuck I was watching. I think I was watching a Pat McAfee show, and they had one of the guys that is in that court meeting, and he talks during it, like where they have to figure out, they're trying to figure out what's going on, right? So they literally had a whole hearing. It's not a court, it's like a hearing about what is going on. And he was saying the number one option that they were thinking is it's another country that has superior technology on us, right? Mm-hmm. That's the most realistic. The next is alien life, and that's what they're seeing and stuff like that. The third option that was mentioned, which is crazy that we have like government people talking about this, but thank God, because why not consider all things?
Yeah.
And honestly, this option I believe is the most realistic. It is us people, like it's humans from the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally talked about that. They were like the reasons being, if it's an alien life form and we're having all these sightings, like a lot of our theories say if they're smarter than us, then they're going to take over, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what else would just want to observe? Then imagine and they also mentioned that the time of now is historical, arguably, and like COVID, those things, and then even the years before that, it's possibly a historical time period that if we are able to travel, like do time travel in the future, this is a frequently visited time period. Which is why we're getting an accelerated amount of visits at different time periods. And I was like,
that's interesting.
So there was something,
that's a really cool concept.
There was something like 2 or 3 years ago where they were trying to prove time travel, and I'm not a fucking scientist, look it up. But what they did was they stopped time for a second or whatever. And the reason why how they did that was they discovered that gravity isn't just this flat pressure pushing us down. It's actually like bubbles pushing us down.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Like that's the force that's coming. It's not like a flat. We always assume like this, but it's like bubbles.
Yeah.
So Einstein had
like
that same.
Spaces.
He had that same theory that gravity's bubbles.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's dimensions and time travel is possible.
Yeah,
and they used that same theory and they proved that what they didn't do is time travel. They stopped time for a second on this. I don't know how they recorded it or whatever, but what they did was they proved if we could do that for a second, like a millisecond, then that means gravity is indeed these circles, right? Like these dimensions. And then that proves Einstein's theory that time travel is true. So if we're just figuring that out now, or 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, who's to say 50, 60, 100 years from now, we're not, how about 500 years from now, we're not doing it casually, right? And then it's a good theory, man. I'm not going to fucking lie. And they know more than we do. So the fact that that's one of the options brought up, I thought When I heard that option, I was like, A, that's crazy they're talking about it. But B, like that, like aliens and stuff, for sure. Like I believe that one. But time travel is a great argument. Because there is an argument that there's something out there, but we don't know if it's a being. Yeah. Or we don't know if it's what. Mm-hmm. But there's also a good chance that we can time travel in the future. With all those other facts.
It's true.
It's crazy, man. We here to blow your motherfucking mind, man.
No, it's true. But the question is if we'll see that in our lifetime.
Yes. I don't think we'll see time travel in our lifetime. The
no.
alien one, maybe. I don't know which theory is right.
I don't know either.
If one of the theories is right, I don't know if we'll see time. We won't see time travel in our lifetime, especially casual time travel. That's the other thing. How do we know what we've been seeing is casual time travel and not just
governmental
that knows?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's definitely going to be.
Because if it's casual, you're probably getting way more sightings, right?
Oh, yeah. And they're going to have a lot of people fucking up. They're going to have, like, strict protocols. And you're going to have, like, special credentials to do it. But, yeah, I would say it would have to be, like a government thing for 50-plus years before they would even talk to.
Which is 200 years from now, even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Shit, it might be even more than that.
So, anyways, that was good, though. We just did a nice little sci-fi episode.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We got a good episode dropping next week. Make sure you tune into that one.
Like.
Follow.
Subscribe.
Share.
Tell your mom.
Tell your dad.
Tell your sister.
And your brother.
Yes, sir.
Paco Watch out, man.
Paco Watch out.